Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Only a look at Jesus. Oh, so bow down with care.
Good morning. In continuing with our praise, this morning my prayer come from Psalms 122. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. Our feet shall stand within thy gates, O Jerusalem. Jerusalem is built as a city that is compact together. Whether the tribes go up, the tribes of the Lord unto the testimony of Israel, to give thanks unto the name of the Lord. For their set throne of judgment, the throne of the house of David. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. They shall prosper that love thee. Peace be within thy walls, and prosperity within thy palaces. For my brethren and my companions' sake, I will now say, peace be within thee. Because of the house of the Lord, our God, I will seek thy good. That's my prayer for you all and for all of us this morning. Globalists, thank you for being here. It is a Sunday. Sometime when I see me on a Sunday, sometime not. We've asked for it. It has arrived, and it feels intolerable. What am I asking? What am I talking about? Oh, the weather. Oh, it's giving us a 6 for 9 over here. On the good side, though, baking hot. Make you feel like you just want to drink, 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 sleep, 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 and you don't want to eat. But I was at church yesterday all day, giving praise and thanks to God. And no, I didn't go to an Adventist church. I went to an evangelical who worship on Saturday. Yes. So, because I am the one who received grace, mercy, protection, deliverance, healing, then I am the one ought to give praise, isn't it? So, we continue to praise God for deliverance, you know? Globalists, Onodo. How are you all doing? Good morning and welcome. And you know, we're back at the Lady Buju. Oh, yes, because there's too much. A lot is to be said. Right. I'm going to, there's a lot of things that I need to address this morning. We have a lot of video clips to play and all of that. I will address, though, because a lot of people have sent it to me. I will address bits and pieces of the Mark Shield and the vlogger issue in relation to the death of Lady Buju. I won't play it, but there's bits and there's things that I need to say my point on both of them, both the vlogger and Mark Shields. Byron, good morning. Laverne, the Easy Jerk, what one, bro? Lynette Jenkins, good morning, good morning. Sheena Kelly, Annie Jones, Monica Wills, Abina Sarkodi, Beverly. Good morning, Mazat Control. Morning, everybody. Like and share the live for us, please. Now, let me get Mark Shields and the vlogger out of the way. In what I have seen and come across on social media, both of them are right in a sense, and both of them are wrong in a sense. Now, with Mark Shields, what Mark Shields said that, which I think is wrong. Karine, how you doing? We in this space, who is that person, Abena? I'm not aware who that person. Empress Deb, how are you? Somebody else told me that this morning, Abena, but I don't know if I remember. Is it that a lady P that lives in the United Kingdom here? I don't know. I will have to catch up on my mind. I heard, but I'm not remembering the person. Anyway, now what I think Mark Shield was wrong in saying, where he said the vlogger call it murder. Yes, Mark Shields, us in this space, is what we can and should call it based on what we saw. Now, on the flip side of things, I understand why people like Mark Shield, people in the justice system, or people in the political lens of things will not call it murder. Because in a court of law, the defense can get a case thrown out of court because of how juror might become prejudiced by the information put out there by the higher echelons of society, those within the justice sector and all that. Violet Watson, how you doing? Now, why I say that, in medical and legal term, there are three intervening situations when it comes to the death of Lady Buju. I don't take it that I'm telling you that this is the fact. I'm just giving you the different wriggle room within the legal and medical field. There's three operating incidents that, when it comes to the cause of death, it's either gonna be murder because of the gunshot wound. It could be manslaughter because she bled out, or it could be corporate manslaughter as well. That is kind of out of the window. It's more murder, manslaughter. But if people within the justice system or the political system or the law enforcement system come out and pronounce guilt, then it's not good for us going to a trial, because defense lawyers would use that against us, the people of Jamaica, in order to free a murderer. So it is right that the vlogger called it a murder, which it is, which we saw. But I understand why Mark Shields and people like those won't make that pronouncement. Because when you're going to pick a pool of jurors, the defense lawyer is going to come up and tell how much all these different politicians, law enforcement, and all these people prejudiced and clouded the minds of jurors. Ladybug, how you do? So that is on that part. My problem, though, with these vloggers, Mark Shield was sent to Jamaica, or we employed him from Scotland Yard to do a particular thing, which when he got there, he realized it's not possible. When he get there, he realized the corruption in Jamaica. Elaine Turner, how are you? Things not possible to change the system because the corruption is entrenched within. Mark Shields is not the only one who's quiet on extrajudicial killing prior to Buju. While we don't pay Mark Shields anymore, Mark Shields, like any one of us, make such commentary. Why I can't understand is why these vloggers do not target the PNP, who are rather more silent on these things, because it's the People's National Party we are paying to stand against these things. We're not paying Mark Shields anymore. Mark Shields is just like any other Jamaican. We have a view on things or go silent on things. I think the focus ought to be centered on what the opposition isn't doing. I don't think they're doing, not I don't think, we know they are not doing much. We know they're not doing much. We saw many cases because I hear the blogger asking Mark Shield, where were you when Cherry Tree Lane? Where were you when this? Where was the PNP? We don't pay Mark Shields. Mark Shields cannot effect any change in our country in policing at this point. When he was there, he could have barely do it. Him tell us the corruption to entrench Shauna Smith. The corruption system to entrench for anything one. So I think rather than going at Mark Shields, is going after the plethora of PNP that we pay. Mark Goldin, the leader. Fitz Jackson, opposition national security. Isaac Buchanan, human rights. Zakila Jess, justice. These are the people we pay currently to challenge these issues. Not Mark Shield. There's many Jamaicans who haven't come out. There's many Jamaicans who have been silent on this, on extrajudicial killings. I think the targeting of somebody who cannot effect change. These vloggers, these PNP vloggers, must focus on the PNP. They're the ones who we're paying to do a job. The PNP are the ones. Mark Goldin don't even sound like him confident in leading the people. Mark Goldin or Colin Bell shows that the people them lose their appetite for protest or whatever. Not quite so Mark Goldin. It is because there's no leadership. There is no leadership on the opposition bench. There's no mobilizing of the people by the opposition. When you have government becoming so tyrannical, globally say hot. Let me see. Me turn on one more fan. A 3 fan on already, you know? I hope it don't make too much noise. The bad oration. We don't pay Mark Shields anymore. So no matter how we come out and rant against Mark Shields, it isn't gonna serve us any purpose. Mark Shields was on that one when he went to Nationwide talking about the issue, and the blogger respond to him. No, I do understand, but what I'm saying is, rather than wasting your good time with Mark Shield, draw out the opposition. Draw out the opposition. I understand the game Mark Shield is playing. If that vlogger doesn't understand political diplomacy by these people in places of position, they're never going to come out and speak the way we speak, you see. They're never going to come out and speak the way we speak. Mark Shields, as I said to people who I spoke to in private, sound like a laborite. I'm not going to waste much time on Mark Shield. It's the PNP that needs to step up more. Doesn't matter how Mark Shield step up, it's not going to solve the problem, because when he was being paid, he couldn't do anything about when he come to Jamaica to do. So I would rather vloggers urge the PNP to come out and do more, mobilize the people. PNP MPs, the 28 of them across the country, should be having meeting with their constituent, galvanizing the people. The PNP, it's not like them no want to come together with civil society group or whatever. The job of an opposition, it's not to mobilize the PNP. It's to mobilize Jamaicans. Delpha, how are you? Their job is not to mobilize the PNP to action, it's to mobilize Jamaicans. And I think we're wasting time with some of these people. What we need is the opposition to galvanize the people, because what we see, it's not getting any better. It's actually going to get worse. And if you hear Andrew Holness, Andrew Holness will shift the blame to the police, them, you know, forgetting that Andrew Holness. No, I understand, Ladybug, that it's because Mark Shield come out and talk about the incident. But while Mark Shield come out and talk about the incident and is silent about others, he's not the only one. The PNP has been silent about every previous extrajudicial killing before Buju. The PNP has come out, and now that the PNP come out on the Buju, they come out half-hearted on it. Let's not pay attention to Mark Shields. These people will have their commentary. What is our elected official doing to help? How is our elected official going to mobilize the people to stand against what is going on? Mark Shields is just going to be a commentary. It will not affect any change. The best Mark Shields did was getting in the come off the ground. He is admitting that both Labour and PNP don't want these problems solved. Because if you listen to what he said on the body cam issue, he's been introducing it for time to successive governments. They don't want it because the body cam will expose the corruption, whichever administration in power. Remember, these extrajudicial killings start under the PNP when Mark Shields and them took Renita Adam to task. What we need to focus on is an opposition that is not doing what we elect them to do. An opposition that is allowing the government to get away with murder. We don't hear the opposition sing on these issues as they ought to. You know, people are dying. Now we're going to go to some videos. Let's work our way from the bottom up because we have quite a few videos this morning. But we're going to start with Dr. Dawes said something I want to start with.
Pardon my violation of the standing orders, Mr. Speaker. It not look good. Mr. Speaker, health is not the exclusive domain of the Ministry of Health. When a grandmother cannot afford the taxi fare to keep her clinic appointment, to keep her high blood pressure under control, that too, Mr. Speaker, is a health crisis, and the minister responsible for transport must answer. When a pensioner must choose between her electricity bill and her prescription, that too is a health crisis, and the minister responsible for energy must answer. When a cataract patient joins over 4,500 patients who cannot get sight-saving surgery from the Cubans because their government chose visas over vision, that too is a health crisis, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs must answer. And when the mother who falls into the gap, not poor enough for part, but can't afford to send her child to school, and the child is malnourished and unable to learn. That too is a health crisis, and the Minister of Labour and Social Security must answer. When a family cannot afford vegetables and subsist on chicken back and rice and peas, that too is a health crisis, and the Minister of Agriculture must answer. And when the rats and roaches run amok in uncollected garbage piling up in our communities, that too is a health crisis, and the Minister of Local Government must answer. And when the most vulnerable users of our public health hospitals must beg on social media to find money for their treatment, when only the connected few enjoy the promised prosperity, that too is a health crisis, and the Minister of Finance must answer. We do not have a healthcare system that caters to the masses. We do not have a government that caters to the masses. No fiscal, agricultural, or even donation policies address the socio-economic determinants of health. And all of it together, every gap, every failure, every unanswered cry is a national health crisis. One that this government must admit to and stop covering up with promises and prophecies. I left out water. I thought, we're good. We're good. Mr. Speaker, on Sunday, I saw a woman gunned down in cold blood by one who had sworn to serve and protect her. Then her body was pulled from the car by the feet like a carcass and thrown in the back of a van. Whereas due process must be allowed and justice must take its course, we all know what we saw. What we saw was one woman losing her life and several men losing their humanity. Humanity is the quality of compassion, empathy, and moral care that we extend to one another. It is putting the needs of others before ourselves, understanding that true happiness is not found in accumulation, but in contribution. True fulfillment is not the product of receiving, but of giving. That we may live on an island, but no man.
We live on an island, but no man stands alone. And here we're going to go to the Prime Minister, I believe. Prime Minister. Globalist. Globalist, would you believe Andrew Holness is at a loss? Why is my videos playing up? Bear with me, Globalist. Bear with me. And we're also going to go to... Hold on. This ought to be it, I believe. Let me see you. Bear with me. Bear with me.
We do not.
Yeah. When you listen, Andrew, carefully there. Me not even going to bring out this video tonight, this evening. Shauna Smith, Andrea Joan Hamilton Wilson, how want to do? Me not even going to bring out the video where the Prime Minister turn up under the sun and tell the police they must meet their judge or their maker. I mean, every Jamaican yard and abroad see it, know it, and hear it. So me not have to remind you, but listen to Andrew Holness.
We do not pay taxes to fund the police force for the police force.
Who are the we, Andrew? Andrew Holness, who are the we? Huh? Who are the we?
Force to be the instrument that takes life. The entire objective of the state is to preserve life. I want that to be the default position. There are some who go out with the default position that they intend to take life. But
I disagree with that. I disagree that they go with that default position. they were given that default position by Andrew Holness, by Horace Chang. We saw it and we heard it. So now come out here, Andrew Holness, come blame the police them. For Jamaican people go walk and talk and say, police take it up on themselves gone rogue in our country. Maybe one and two. Maybe one and two. But Andrew Holness, remember you stand up under the sun and you told us they must meet a judge or a maker. So how then should we allow the Prime Minister? How then should we allow the Prime Minister to come out here and make it look like, say, a Jamaicans take it up on their head, a police take it up on their head for just a walk and murder Jamaicans, so? That's not what we remember. It's literally not what we remember. We remember the Prime Minister gave in that all clear to members of the security services. If they not listen to Uno, they must meet a judge or their maker. That was quite clear and explanatory to officers, who then, Prime Minister, started to act upon it quite brutally. Quite brutally. And then say, Andrew Holness, come out now. Do we blame the police? Is that what Andrew Holness' intention? Is that the intention of the Prime Minister now, to come out and make it look like police gone rogue in our country? Police gone rogue in our country. If you are to listen to Andrew Holness, I could pull you back and make it talk. Because if you never know, say, Andrew said the police them pan where you know, you wouldn't believe Andrew this morning, and nobody no object to him. He don't have dementia. He just wicked and thief and lie. He don't have dementia. He just wicked and thief and lie. But we are here, Prime Minister. If the police them never remember, to say, ayo, give them the order. If the police never remember say, ayo, gave them the order, we do. We heard you and we saw you.
We do not pay taxes to fund the police force, for the police force to be the instrument that takes life. The entire objective of the state is to preserve life. I want that to be the default position. There are some who go out with the default position that they intend to take life. But you as leaders, you must quickly identify those and correct an incident in St. James that would shine a particular light on the JCF. And since then, I have received letters, emails, messages from average citizens, ordinary Jamaicans, asking me to comment on the matter. It is indeed a matter of great public concern. Less than a week ago, Latoya Bulgin from St. James lost her life in a police-involved shooting. I extend my sincere condolences to her family, her friends, her community, and all who are grieving. First, I'm happy that the matter has been swiftly addressed by the police high command, that the officer involved has been interdicted, and there is a process of investigation that is ongoing. One of the things that Jamaica can be proud of is the establishment of a mechanism to independently investigate officers of the state when, in the course of their duty, a life is taken.
Is it the same Indicom Prime Minister that you have underfunded and understaffed? Who pushed you to come out? I know labor right. I have for the private sector push out Andrew on this. Andrew not listen to labor rights. Andrew don't listen to labor rights. If anybody push out Andrew on this year, at the private sector. But nobody recognize what Andrew Holness is talking about. Neither the tax, when you say we don't pay tax for police murder, Andrew Holness, member you're under tax evasion investigation. Andrew come out and make it look like police gone one ton power in our country. No, Andrew Holness, we saw and heard when you gave them the all clear. We saw or heard when Chang gave them the all clear. Van Bakar Checha, shoot for sex questions after. Meet judge or maker. Those are the reckless, lewd comments that the police have acted upon in the last 2 years to carry out a lot of the extrajudicial killings we see them carry out. And the police them, nobody no correct Prime Minister when they tell lie anyway, because when Donald Trump take the mic, Prime Ministers and President, when them in the full swing of telling lie, you can't correct them. Journalists may can ask them question after they done to expose the lie, but nobody they can say a lie or tell Sarah so it go. But we remember it was Cherry Tree Massacre wasn't that long ago. Commodore wasn't that long ago. And these things were said and reiterated in Cherry Tree and Commodore. So I don't know why Andrew Holness now come out and try to stoke division between we and the police. Prime Minister, we and the police has always been divided. But when you unleash them power, and then you come back out now as stoke division between we. Prime Minister, me see a try in every way to get in a way where you can kill whole heap away one time. Because Melissa disappoint you, Andrew. Andrew, Melissa disappoint you. Melissa basically wipe out one whole heap away. And the people them give them money, and you never wipe out the whole heap away. And you're going to have to wipe we out. You're going to have to wipe we out to satisfy the people that will lend the money. So Andrew Holness is doing everything for Jamaica people rise up. So Andrew Holness can shoot we down. Andrew the devil's a liar. You're not going to get what you want. You're not going to get what you want. But we are not going to let you get away with setting us and the police against each other. You're not going to draw your hand, Prime Minister. You're not going to draw your hands after you have ordered the killing of Jamaicans. You're not going to so fast, Prime Minister, draw your hands and blame the police. Prime Minister, as much as we're the police, them in our rickety tickety, you know, say if it come to anything, we would prefer gang up with them more than with you. Yeah? As much as we not like them, as much as we and them can get on, as much as we can tolerate them, as much as they lie, wicked, and murder us. Don't try to put we and them against one another, Prime Minister, because we prefer turn against you than turn against the police them. When police no friend for a morning, when you will never be friend. So now come out here, come try to get the Jamaica people going at the police. The Jamaica people ought to be going at Andrew Holness and Horace Chang, who gave the ultimatum and the operations carried out by Kevin Blake. These are the people. He have a recent meeting with Bill Gates. Jamaica want to invite the Bill them, both the Gates and the Clinton. Jamaica, Lord have mercy. Sir Jeffrey Epstein and them want to pick them already. We soon can be able to come in a shop. Come order, want to pick them leg or shoulder. You soon be able to go in a shop and order with children them leg or shoulder. No. Make the junk finish, because we have all the clips to go run this morning.
That was a fundamental and profound change in how Jamaica policed itself. The objective is for the police force to preserve and protect life.
What a double talk. The same mouth. On which side I am out, they meet then judge or maker. Globalists want to decide which side I am out, so meet their judge or maker. And then the other side I am out, we say we don't pay tax to be killed. And the other side of one in mouth, we say the police for preserve and protect life. On decide which mouth. Decide which mouth Andrew Holness I use. We're going to come back to that video again, but we have quite a few more to go through. Now, I want to take a break from the Miss Bulgin issue and go straight over to Mommy Bay. Go straight. Oh, Opal not turn up yet. Opal and Debbie won't know them.
Left the nation's parliament with her.
I'm going to go straight over to Mommy Bay. I have to answer nationwide. I don't know whether boy name for nationwide, but I shall answer her this morning. She there, lady she come out about Pumisha. If you don't know who Pumisha is, Nikita Burchell is our new Pumisha. So, him come out pan Pumisha, as always, the Jamaica, the nationwide radio over Granny Mull. Granny Mulvine always send out in data them to cite Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness battle. Now, not that I don't like Pumisha, I don't have an issue with her. I do not like how Pumisha is executing her job. I think she's just like the PNP, back at the class on the whole communication issue. By now, we expected the People's National Party, them to have official organizational page. They are all still doing whatever on their personal page. And I'm not going to follow their personal pages. I'm not going to follow politician personal pages. The only reason why I was following Isat and Daz before, and I think Golden, but now that they are elected, we don't need an official page to conduct the nation's business. We cannot conduct the nation's business in the middle of a social media page where we have to search through personal and political. It's not on. Anyway, the PNP is back at the class. We don't really know what them subject do for them. Let us listen to what we call Shia this morning now. Miss Gertrude. Let us listen to Gertrude, the daughter of Malvina.
Left the nation's parliament with her commentary, and she's gone into the home of the Speaker of the House of Representatives and that of the Prime Minister. Of course, you know her husband is the Prime Minister of the country, Andrew Holness. I'm going to play the clip for you. But Birchall says Mrs. Holness should not take her love for control to the parliament in her role as House Speaker. Listen to what Nikisha Birchall said in her own words.
I just think the speaker she likes to be in control. And I mean, that kind of control that perhaps you can get away with in a marriage. If you want to control your husband, for example,
That's crazy.
You can't control grown people sent to parliament to represent their people. There is disorder and disrespect, but then there's also control. Because, you know, it's not a school mistress, not a school mom with children in a basic school. We were all elected and sent there. Sent to parliament to represent.
Can you believe that, listeners? Viewers? Can you believe those words are coming from?
I want you to listen to Gertrude carefully. Just listen to Gertrude, because it's Gertrude that I'm going to respond to, not Nikita Birchall.
From the mouth of a member of parliament directed towards the Speaker of the House of Representatives. I'm going to play it for you one more time, so you don't need to adjust your sets. These are words actually coming from a member of parliament about the sitting Speaker of the House. Play it again for me, studio.
I just think the speaker she likes to be in control. And I mean, that kind of control that perhaps you can get away with in a marriage. If you want to control your husband, for example.
That's crazy.
You can't control grown people sent to parliament to represent their people. There is disorder and disrespect, but then there's also control. Because, you know, it's not a school mistress, not a school mom with children in a basic school. We were all elected and sent there. Sent to parliament to represent.
Do you know what is unfortunate, listeners and viewers? That if the speaker were a man, and it's unfortunate that this is a woman who is saying this, if the speaker were a man, Nikisha Birchall would not say those things about the speaker.
Right. I don't know how the male and female comparison come in if if the speaker was a man. Nikita Birchall wouldn't have said that. Why do you think Nikita Birchall is criticizing her because she's a woman? This is what I hate most about Jamaican people. When you criticize a woman, you become a misogynist, you become disrespectful, and all of the monkey story that they can draw out of the book. But let me say to Gertrude, what has Nikita Birchall said that is wrong, improper, or disrespectful? Because I heard nothing. I don't know what your outrage is about, madam, because I heard nothing disrespectful, wrong, or improper from the MP. What the MP said was factual. The Speaker of the House is controlling. She's treating it like it's her marital home. It's quite right for Nikita Burchell to pass that chasm, criticism, whatever you want to call, because it's the facts. So I don't know why every time nationwide thing they have to come out and defend Juliet Holness. Juliet Holness brought her personal life. Juliet and Andrew brought their personal life into our public house. Barring her husband, the Prime Minister and leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, or then the leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, she would not have been given a seat to run for, which has never happened in a Westminster democracy before. So, of course, every word Nikita Burchell said, she was right. What she should have said is she's going on as a bitter wife, because that's how she come across in our parliament, a very bitter wife. We have to steer down the barrel at our matey every day. These are the things that's irritating her. It's Juliet Holness that bring her personal life into our house. So if Juliet Holness can deal with the criticism, because we know when Juliet Holness sent out nationwide, you know, we remember when she sent out nationwide when the Andrew Investigative report. We remember when she wants to leak IC reports, she run to nationwide. Juliet Holness, if she can't take the criticism, go back to accounting. She's not qualified as a politician. When two arms of governance in a three-armed constitutional governance is controlled by one family, how then, don't cuss, remember you were at church yesterday, how then it is not personal when the nation's business, 2/3 of the nation's business, is ordered from one house? How is this not personal? Debbie went for her cousin graduation. I think they're still celebrating and enjoying their time. Refresh to excellence. Oh, you do. Debbie's still they're still celebrating. They had a graduation in the family on Friday. And you know, in America, graduation is really celebrated. And she tired. Them did a big thing over the weekend. All heap of cooking and eating and all that. So I know she tired. If you don't want Nikita Burchell to speak the truth, send home Juliet. Take down Juliet off of the chair and put Eroy there. Because Eroy has shown us time and time after that he is more impartial than Juliet. Eroy showed us he is more impartial than Juliet. We told us in Parliament the other day, she is learning to be impartial. Learning to be impartial, said the lady over there. Yeah, the lady learn to be impartial. That means that the lady are telling us, Anyway, let's go back to Latoya Bulgin. Now, I'm going to bring it to a police video from, I think, about 2023. And see what we have been saying for long, Jamaica. We have tolerated this until it gets out of hand. We have tolerated this. And Any day me hold you and your friend them on a wara it dead. These are the behavior that we sit down and tolerate and see now it get way out of control that even the Prime Minister would join in with them to kill we off one. I can't tell we now say are the police them gone rogue on them own. We tolerated it and see it get out of hand and see men, women, and children is meeting the brunt force of this government. The brunt force of this government. I think now what we're going to go to, this is what the inter-American, because I always hear people was saying the other day, is there an international body we can complain? No. All of these international body, I need to do this, it kicks the audio out. All of these international bodies are fully aware of what is happening in our country. They are fully aware of the extrajudicial and summary execution by police in our country. Let me get this back in. So, oops, my camera turned too much to one side. Never mind. It's not important right now. Now, let's listen to what the Inter-American Galangin. All of these different groups, whether they're a human rights watch or whichever group, they're fully aware of what is going on in our country. The problem here is it's not for them to solve. It's for the people of Jamaica.
The Inter-American Commission on Human Rights says it is deeply concerned about the death of Latoya Bulgin, the woman who was shot by the police in Granville, St. James last week. Ms. Bulgin was part of a group protesting the fatal police shooting of a 17-year-old boy on Mother's Day. In a statement on social media site X, the commission said it takes note of the officer's interdiction as well as the investigation underway and urges a prompt, independent, impartial, and transparent inquiry. It adds that states must protect and facilitate the right to peaceful protest and stressed that any use of law, or rather any use of force by law enforcement, must be strictly necessary, proportionate, and aimed at safeguarding the right to life and personal integrity. Now, the shooting has left many Jamaicans outraged about the police's use of force and the need for body-worn cameras to provide independent data on these types of incidents.
Right. I want to go to a video with Yardi. Play this at this point, and then I'll come back with some commentaries after we listen to what this young man is saying. Bear in mind, we hear what the Inter-American whatsoever group their name says.
To listen very carefully to what really are going and how all of this are played out and what happened to Buju. This 4-year-old baby was gunned down by the Jamaican police in a Granville in early January. A lot of you might remember exactly what happened by this footage here. And the funniest thing, you see this lady, a Buju cousin.
When I hear the audio,
4-year-old baby with the police analyze a Buju cousin. The 17-year-old youth with the police them unalive on Mother's Day, a Buju cousin. 3 family members lost their life. Yeah, 3 different generations as well lost their life by the hands of the Jamaican police in the space of 5 months. A 4-year-old baby, a 17-year-old teenager, and a big woman lost her life by the hands of the dirty police them. And all three of them are all cousins. Buju was the eyewitness in the fatal shooting of the 17-year-old youth on Mother's Day. The police them came to target Buju and take her out. Buju was the main target for the police them because she was a witness against them. Andrew Holness, you need to come down now. You need to step down now. We need to sort out a petition to get Andrew out of the House of Parliament, and we're serious about that because right now, we don't like what going on in Jamaica. Police, them are unalive too much people in Jamaica. Every time we turn on the news, a police are kill people. Police are unalive people. We don't unalive a little baby. We don't unalive a teenager, and don't come unalive the lady. 3 different generations, and they're all family. All family. Why we not target this family? We need to see more of this all over Jamaica. Not just in Granville, but all over Jamaica. Because this is inhumane and it can't continue because the police them out of control and Oris Chang and Andrew Holness not doing anything about it. So the people them need to start the more. We don't need to wake up. Jamaicans, it seem like we're more invested in a mix-up than to save our brothers and sisters and protect our brothers and sisters in Jamaica. Because this, come on, man. We don't analyze a baby. We don't analyze a teenager. I don't come analyze a female. Like, seriously? Seriously? By the police? Normally a gunman here and them thing here. A police do them work here. We don't need to come down. Andrew, the whole lot need to come down. And we have set up a petition to get Andrew out of power. And it's true.
Yeah. Oh, yes. So we are now learning that there's a possible family connection between the January 1st murder, the Mother's Day murder, and Buju's murder. Now, let's go to a video with the police in a meeting with the community. Away there. Hold on the globalists. You make me find this video. Why may I tell you? It's terrible. Is it this one? No, it's not that. It's not that. Reverse. I'm not ready for you yet. See it, yeah. Now, this is a meeting with the police and the community of Granville. And when you watch the video, I want you to tell me what stood out for you. Why is this video playing with me? Oh my God. Globalists, bear with me, something freeze. Bear with me. Bear with. Oh, my system is freezing up. Wanna bear with me, globalists. Just bear with me. Heated. Here is it. No, this is the airport shooting. I'm not ready for the airport yet. Bear with. I think this is it. Now bear with me, globalists. My system is playing me around the block this morning.
This evening, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has broken his silence on last Sunday's controversial police shooting in Granville, St. James.
Addressing the JCF staff and junior command.
Already, me not play that already, and that me want. Globally, so not bear with me. I go find it. It there. Me click it just now. Oh gosh, hold on. Get heated, meeting get heated. This should be it. Let's see. Let's see if it come up. I think this is it.
Authorities are this evening pushing back at claims of a security breach at the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, St. James, following a fatal police shooting involving an American citizen early Friday morning. The man's identity has not been released as investigations continue.
Initial reports suggested there had been a breach of the airport's perimeter. But in a statement on Friday, Transport Minister Vaz sought to dispel those claims, insisting that at no point was the airport's security compromised.
Further to media reports of someone being fatally wounded at the Sangster International Airport, I can indicate the following. It was not on the airport compound, but on the road in the vicinity of the fuel farm. The individual was not in the process of heading to the airport or from the airport. And we can also indicate that at this moment, we're trying to figure out whether the individual was a U.S. citizen or a U.S. resident.
The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDICOM, has since confirmed that the deceased is in fact an American citizen. Reports are that sometime before 3 Friday morning, the police were summoned after a man was seen in the vicinity of the fuel storage area near the airport road leading to cargo. INDICOM's Director of Complaints for the Western Region, Warren Williams, told our news center that initial reports suggest the man was shot after he began throwing objects at members of the police team. He was later taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. A policeman is said to have been injured during the incident. While the details surrounding the incident remain under investigation, the government is maintaining there was no breach. The incident sparked concerns given the sensitivity of the location. However, the authorities say operations at the airport continue.
So there was no security breach at the airport. The man apparently didn't have a weapon because he was throwing, as the news said, things at them. He was throwing things at them. And that's it, sir. Let us see if we go to the heated debate between the community of Granville and the police. And if this is the video, I want you to tell me what you noticed.
In the meantime, a meeting between the police and the residents of Granville, St. James got heated Thursday evening. Tempers flared and emotions boiled over as the son of Latoya Bulgin, who...
I want you to watch this video carefully and tell me what you've noticed, okay?
In the meantime, a meeting between the police and the residents of Granville, St. James got heated Thursday evening. Tempers flared and emotions boiled over as the son of Latoya Bulgin, who was fatally shot by the police, demanded answers from the divisional commander Aaron Samuels. But the police were tight-lipped on the case and urged the residents to help in restoring order in the community.
The charge from head of the St. James Police Division, SSP Aaron Samuels, to residents at a meeting in Granville, St. James, Thursday evening.
When the roads stop blocked, I can be in a position to allow for persons to have their events. It can allow us to free up our resources to work closer with you.
The community has been tense since the viral police killing of Latoya Bulgin, also known as Buju, on May 17. However, SSP Samuels' request did not go down well with the victim's son, Jashawn Myers.
You can't get back mother one. Justice. So no, me don't want to come here so come tell me one go on road and you have to tell me say if people feel away.
Make it play without the glitch. These things are...
In the meantime, a meeting between the police and the residents of Granville, St. James got heated Thursday evening. Tempers flared and emotions boiled over as the son of Latoya Bulgin, who was fatally shot by the police, demanded answers from the divisional commander, Aaron Samuels, but the police were tight-lipped on the case and urged the residents to help in restoring order in the community.
The charge from head of the St. James Police Division, SSP Aaron Samuels, to residents at a meeting in Granville, St. James Thursday evening.
When the roads stop blocked, I can be in a position to allow for persons to have their events. It can allow us to free up our resources to work closer with you.
The community has been tense since the viral police killing of Latoya Bulgin, also known as Buju, on May 17. However, SSP Samuels' request did not go down well with the victim's son, Jashawn Myers.
You can't get back mother. Want justice. So no, I don't want to come here so come tell me go on road and you have to tell me say if people feel a way about my mother there and I light up the road. Me can't have a candlelight for my mother and mourn for my mother and my family.
Sir Myers, if the roads are being blocked, it won't happen. And I'm saying, if the roads, hold on. And I'm going to be honest. And you want an honest answer? Good. The honest answer is if the roads are being blocked, no, it cannot happen. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to, it's as simple as the roads are being blocked, it cannot happen. I cannot allow you to block the roads and then an event is held.
The question also came moments after SSP Samuels stressed that he cannot speak on the case because there is an active investigation. He, however, offered sympathies to the family.
Because of the work of the police over the years, you were able to go about. Hold on, just allow you to talk. You were able to go about and live your life without fear. You were able to go to parties without fear. You were able to work and come home without fear. I am really sorry for your loss.
But come talk to you like say, are we a problem? Are you a problem? You kill 5 somebody from a year started. 5 somebody, I mean not hear a gunshot fire in my place. I go work anytime I come back and I feel no way. I go party and come back anytime I feel no way. You know, I'm afraid to come down, that's how I'm going to say now.
Again, the police implored the residents that the aim is to improve their relationship with the community. However, law and order must be maintained.
It cannot be that, hey, what's the police going to do to make sure that this not happen again? What are we going to do to make sure that this don't happen again? Are we going to talk to the young men in the community and say, hey, let us put on this gun thing? Yeah, man, but we reach far in this, you know.
Thank you very much, Mazat Control. Why on earth SSP get up, go in the man's face to intimidate the youth after him speak about his mother, wanting to have a candlelight for his mother, and SSP Samuels a play tit for tat? Because Samuels has said, if we no block road, we no can do nothing for Buju. SSP Samuel, after the young man is saying, since the year start, of 5 people no kill a Granville, we're learning that 3 of the 5 are related. And then SSP Aaron Samuels are going to make it out like the community is problematic and the community don't want to work with the police. The community seems to be peaceful, as you said. The 5 shootings, the 5 shootings since January to now, the 5 murders since January to now, and then you turn up in the community to intimidate, because the way how you move up in front of Buju's son, it was very intimidatory.
In the meantime, a meeting between the police and the residents of Granville St. James got heated Thursday evening. Tempers flared and emotions boiled over as the son of Latoya Bulgin, who was fatally shot by the police, demanded answers from the divisional commander Aaron Samuels. But the police were tight-lipped on the case and urged the residents to help in restoring order in the community.
The charge from head of the St. James Police Division, SSP Aaron Samuels, to residents at a meeting in Granville, St. James, Thursday evening.
When the roads stop blocked, I can be in a position to allow for persons to have their events. It can allow us to free up our resources to work closer with you.
The community has been tense since the Vara police killing of Latoya Bulgin, also known as Buju, on May 17. However, SSP Samuels' request did not go down well with the victim's son, Jashawn Myers.
We can't give up mother one justice. So no, I don't want to come here so come tell me go on road and you have to tell me say if people feel away about my mother there and I light up the road. Me can't have one candle light for my mother. I'm more for my mother and my family. And that tell me.
Sir Myers, if the roads are being blocked, it won't happen. And I'm saying, if the roads, hold on, and I'm going to be honest. And you want an honest answer? Good. The honest answer is if the roads are being blocked, no, it cannot happen. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to. It's as simple as the roads are being blocked. It cannot happen. I cannot allow you to block the roads and then.
In an instant like this, the police ought to be sitting, speaking to the public. Sitting. Because the tensions are so high. You don't want to come across as you're confronting them or intimidating them. And to have moved from where you were, go right up in front of the young man, that wasn't diplomatic nor sympathetic, nor anything that you should have deployed. Wicked liar, thieving man, it shouldn't have been. You ought to be sitting, calm the tension, make the community feel. Remember, if you were at church yesterday, all day, and you're not going to draw me out. But you're not going to draw me out. Should we respond to Delroy Chuck? You heard what Delroy Chuck said. Have you? Or have you read what Delroy Chuck said? But in such a meeting, it ought to look like a round table talk. Horace Chang and the Jamaica Constabulary, 1 or 2 dons. 1 or 2 back of the class with everything. You cannot be showing a violent, confrontational posture and expect people in a grief, shock, and awe to listen to you. I mean, some long-time party woman did it would have started strip and rolling at the place. No, not the modern day one. The modern day one, them too classy. But the first time party woman, them like Miss Joyce and Baba and all of them woman, they would just tear off them clothes and carry on and a kin popalica rolling at the place. Mazat Control, when you see how long me ask Horace Chang to retrain the entire fleet of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. I have been asking forever that the entire fleet of the Jamaica Constabulary, because when we watch them, especially when we live in foreign, I know how policing go in a foreign country. And we say everywhere you go, police corrupt. But there are certain guideline principles and standards that we don't see in our country where we can say, bad to bad, you may can pursue these things, yes or this. It's getting to a point now where we now can talk back to Jamaica police because they have them gone. Do you understand how serious this is? No. Do you understand how serious this is? The police not come for calm tension. It's the police behavior. Why the thing escalated. Why the tension in the meeting escalated. No, we're going to come back to this. Let's go to Delroy. Listen here. Andrew Holness signed way up to the Chinese, them. Or as Chang the Chinese gave us the ultimatum, shoot first question after, Jeep back or Checha. Then Delroy Chuck, the other Chinese, come out and say something again. I wonder if the Chinese, them, have a hand in the calling of Jamaica. We know the Chinese, them, are walking and look land, you know. We know the Chinese, them, are walking and look land. Make we get real Jamaica. Make we ask the question, then we can just sit down so. And I ask the question. No, Delroy Chuck says. He explained that under the law of reasonable force by police includes deadly force. It is true what Delroy Chuck says, that the law on reasonable force does include and sometimes requires deadly force. Where Delroy Chuck does not go far enough here is to explain proportionality. It cannot be you're only talking about the force without the proportionality. Because to say, and let's go to a voiceover of the video. We're going to come back to the meeting, but we're going to go to a voiceover of the video where them use Cliff Hughes to voice it over. We're going to go to that. We're Granny Bachelet then. I think at this one. Let me see. Is it this?
In the meantime, a meeting between the police and the residents of Granville.
Jamaica, globalist, I have so much video till I have them mixed up and confused this morning. But wanna bear with me because there was so much to pull on the Latoya Bulgin issue this weekend. Because if me never got church yesterday morning, I would have come out because there's a lot. There's a lot to said on this issue. I think this is the voiceover with Cliff Hughes. Let us see.
This looks like murder.
Yes. This is the voiceover we want to get to before we finish or respond to the Minister of Injustice, Delroy Chuck, one of the other Chinese who have ordered. Oh, hold on there. My pastry a hot up and it look like it about. No, go and listen.
This looks like murder. It looks like murder. This is not how you defend yourself. And he was in no imminent danger of being run over by the Voxy. No, you see where he steps out of the way. The pace of the Voxy, yeah, is not at a speed that you could say that he is in imminent danger. Unless there's something else that I'm not seeing.
Right, you notice immediately Buju lock the wheel to the right and move off slowly. The police officer move out of the way and Buju stopped. She didn't proceed. She stopped.
And Buju is now dead as a result of this. You know, the High Command.
Globalists gonna make me pastry burn up. Wanna make me plain oxo burn up. But me come up on a car. The day too hot to eat anything else. Me drink 2 liters of water since morning and 1 liter of coconut water. No, sir. Do you know yet? Just a galang so. This was murder. This was murder. Us in social media and journalism can call it murder. We understand why Mark Shield not call it murder. Because Mark Shield still cover the system. And Mark Shield also have a fear of defense attorney using those arguments in court to say that he will not get a fair trial because the jurors' minds are being clouded by the public commentary and those in this and that. So I understand why he speaks the way he does. I'm not concerned about Mark Shields. I'm concerned about the opposition's silence. Master Biro from the cockpit country, how are you? Charcoal, good. Yes, no, I'm not charcoal. Maybe, but you know, it's something that I grill. I'm a George Foreman, maybe I do it, pan, but then again, it burn into fire coal if I that. Yes, no, whoa, yesterday we sit down and sweat. We turn up and tap me that church yesterday all day. And towards service, because I go about the daytime service and me wait for evening service as well. I never left church till after 8 last night, reached home something to 11. And my church is a distant away. I have to take 3 bus. From here, I have to take 3 bus. I can take 2, but when we take 2 bus, one of the bus route longer. So when we take the 3 bus, we get a little quicker. But then again, yesterday, I mean, for 2 Saturday, everybody looked like they could afford Donald Trump dear petrol yesterday. So then just come out. So and the vehicle couldn't move on the road in the hot day. So it just back way up. I'm with you drink, tired and sleep and sweat. And same thing today, you know. I don't know why. See them? We depend almost hour and a half right now. But I don't want to go too early. Cause Lord Jesus, I hit me never come on Friday night. No cut on. The sun beat me Friday, beat me and my friend, because I'm a Nigerian friend, go park at the time. We literally were sun drunk because we were in the brile of the sun for a long while. Today I want to shade the tree, me I got old. I have 1 water in the fridge freeze. And I go get 1 more water and coke and 1 more coconut water out the road. Jesus have mercy. You can't drink nothing, you can't eat nothing hot, you know? No, sir. Anyway, we have to deal with it because it not stay too long when it come. SP Fireball, how are you? It not turn too long when it come. But let's listen again to Cliff Hughes' voiceover of this. We knew it was murder. Every Jamaican knew. Karen Wagwan. All Jamaicans knew what happened to Buju was murder. All Jamaicans saw that the police in question, life or person, was not in any danger. So for Delroy Chuck to be coming and say there's lethal force, reasonable force involved lethal force, it is true in law, but on proportionality. If it is that Buju's intention, which what we saw on the CCTV, could not have been compared to be her intention to run over the officer, then it would warrant the officer's reasonable lethal actions. A police, how reasonable and lethal work together. The police life or the life of a citizen have to be at imminent threat or danger for that reasonable and lethal force to lawfully work together. Now, let's go to Montego Bay and the American that was lethally shot, who wasn't on the airport premises, but we were told within the vicinity of one of them petrol area. Based on the news report, Delroy Chuck, we weren't told of him having a weapon. We were told he was throwing things at the police. We would call them missiles or projectiles. How then would you argue, Minister of Injustice, that in that lethal force that was used at Montego Bay Airport, it is reasonable because the police life were in danger? Listen here. Some of the junkers who will go to law school need to come out and talk. I thought Buchanan and Jess, Delroy Chuck come out and say bullshit. I thought Buchanan, Zakela Jess, more live Zakela Jess because I share justice opposition. No, sir. Does it make any sense to be here today? Yeah, it's still agreed. There was no danger to the police life in a Buju case, as we've seen on camera. And based on the news reporting, there was no danger to the police life at airport, or when I which day, Friday or whenever. Based on what we saw on the video, there was no threat to police life in the Romario shooting. When they take him out of the house, came around the back of the house, go kneel down, and pump bullets into him. In the case of Jamar Fergus, we saw on camera, he came down, opened the door for the police, surrendered. They took him back upstairs and murdered him. Lisa Nemad, Bigadan, from our very own Black River, we were told by the Jamaica Constabulary Force, it was such a ferocious shootout that we have to call in backup from across St. Elizabeth. Everything turned out to be a lie. Bigadan wasn't on the police radar for any criminality. He was just on his matey radar because the girls in St. Elizabeth and Black River prefer him to broke pocket, hungry belly police. lethal force, reasonable force. I'm not tell Jess if my case come out, I mean I want old Jess. If anyone else on the Jess come out on the Sunday, come give me. I don't want to come back out here tomorrow, man, because I go come on tonight. I don't want to come out here tomorrow, man, and come hold this and throw up against the wall. So please, I not tell Jess, Global TV said, come out as the justice opponent and explain reasonable and lethal force, how they go together or how they do not go together. But you can't make Delroy Chuck come out and talk the effing and then make Jamaica people believe say reasonable force means you can kill somebody. Reasonable force, when lethal force are applied to reasonable force, proportionality, the same level of force must be coming from the other side, which the police applied to subdue that force that would have taken his or a member of the public. Jess, J-E-S. My case. I don't want to go haywire on you. So now tell Jess to come out. Tell Jess to come out. And make me well know, sir. Come here, be true. Me, sister. Them are going to say, oh, he got last school because but him done, him no lawyer like Jess and Arisat and the rest of them. That there's any joy in being a lawyer other than ripping off poor people. The only joy in being a lawyer is ripping off poor people. Because the core of what we go to law school for, we forget it the moment we become qualified. When we go to law school, it's about a fight for justice. The minute we come out of law school and we become barristers or solicitors, it's about money and power. It's no more about fighting for justice for the people. This is why some of these lawyers, you can't call them and even get them explain a legal complexity for you without they tell you, oh, we have to do a consultation and you have to come to you have to book an appointment and come to the meeting, and the consultation is £50 per hour. You know how much people may give? I'm not trying to give legal advice, so I can call it legal advice. Legal opinions too. Or help them to understand legal complexities that they're engaging. It is what all of us as lawyers, as legal minds, go to law school for. But by the time you get to third, fourth year in a law school, it's the prestige and the money that takes over. It's the prestige and the money that take over. Now I want to end with a video from a female. But I'm going to tell Jess Mister, please, hurry up and come out. Come make the public know, say, what Delroy Chuck says is right in a sense, but Delroy Chuck must explain proportionate. How you are proportionate and reasonable at the same time. A man can't have a stone in his hand, a little gravel, and you
my side, how's everybody doing?
Because them have a stone in his hand.
I feel like it's been a while. My side, how's everybody doing?
Now, let's back up on that. Legally, a stone can kill somebody if connected rightly. We now disregard that. But lethal force doesn't require you to shoot somebody with a stone in a them hand. You can apply force by using your firearm, shoot them in their arm, shoot them in their leg to disable the threat. But lethal force, as in shooting them in their chest or their head, which is where Jamaican police tend to shoot at. So I beg of just to come out and come explain for the people, please.
My side, how's everybody doing? Make we talk. I feel like it's been a while since I've done one of these videos where I'm just speaking. And it's honestly because, especially since of late, with the runnings of Jamaica. And let me not first. My side, how's everybody doing? Make we talk. I feel like it's been a while since I've done one of these videos where I'm just speaking. And it's honestly because, especially since of late, with the runnings of Jamaica. And let me not phrase it that way because then it becomes political. And I by no means am politicizing this. But with all that is happening in Jamaica, it just doesn't feel like a time for laugh. It really doesn't. And I know us as a people, we mask the pain and the sadness and the anger with laughter and joy and mockery. But I just refuse to. I don't have it in me, right? She was murdered. Now, what's tickling me? Tickling is too nice of a word. What's irritating me is that there are those justifying it. And that is what I cannot get over. Two things I can't get over, that and the entire video. Specifically the part where after she dies, but let me not phrase it that way either because there was nobody on the scene to call time of death. So we don't know if she died in this moment I'm about to remind us of. But then they pull her from the car. They pull her from the car and then on the floor and then threw her in the back of the police jeep. And a lot are saying like dead animals, but I will say like garbage because even animals had life and are worthy of a level of respect and dignity in that life. They treated her like garbage when she was presumed dead or injured enough or whatever. After the shooting, dragged her on the floor, a small time though it was, and then threw her in the back of the Jeep. And then the Jeep was struggling to close the back. They were struggling to close the back of it. And then they finally slammed it shut and got it to itch, drove off, still in camera sight. And it's by God's mercy alone how she didn't fall out of the vehicle, because then it swung open with her unaccompanied in the back like garbage. And people are justifying it to say, oh, she was XYZ, and oh, they have a video with her being armed, and oh, she's not, I saw a take that said, she's not feminine. She's not a feminine woman. What do you expect? What do you expect? My thing is, we also need to touch on the fact, I feel a burning rage as a people. We're not angry enough. We also need to touch on the fact that the version of femininity that men yearn for and love and crave and quote unquote desire is what keeps women safe during traffic stops and what prevents us from getting certain amount of tickets sometimes, and what, you know, it's by his leniency because he's so attracted to you, and yet men aren't rioting. Like, you are a part of the system as well. So what you're saying is, because she was man featured and man presenting and mask, then she deserved to die. What about you? You are a man. You deserve to die? Or she was not an upstanding member of a citizen. That's such an old play. That's such an old take. They've been using that narrative since the beginning of time. They draw for your worst of worst. They draw for all that you've done that was so bad and against society to justify you dying. And the minute the police are allowed that level of immunity, the minute they're allowed that level of control to determine when and if you die, and we're not talking about an active shootout, because then it's a complete and total fair game. Because then I am defending myself against you, and people are saying, oh, but the vehicle can then be deemed as a tool of violence because she was about to drive off and he couldn't shoot the tires. She had to get shot to the point of dying. And people are justifying it is what is absolutely people are justifying it. We as a people are not angry enough. And those of us who are, self-included, I also feel so guilty and burdened because we're doing so little with that anger. We are not angry enough, and I feel like I come on here and I joke about all the reasons so much. 1 minute. We joke about all the reasons why this have to stop. And we joke about all the reasons why enough is enough. But you're not going to care, you know? You're not going to really care until it is you and yours alone. And then everybody else also will not care. Because then it doesn't involve them as a people. What are we doing? What are we doing as a people? What sticks with me? Because it's been days. But what sticks with me is the fact that we don't justify it. Again, not talking about an armed shootout. Not talking about someone they sent the task force out to get. Not talking about someone who, you know, a woman in her car, and you're going to tell me that it's because she's not feminine enough? And oh, looking how she look, I would also be, you people are mental. You people are mad. You people are absolutely insane for some of the comments I've been seeing. I'm telling you, it bothers me. Because how is that you're thinking that? And then them dragging her out of that car, just like nobody there to call time of death, nobody there to even check a pulse, nobody there to examine, nobody there to nothing, just get her out the scene of crime. Because it was a crime. Murder, not killed. Murdered. And then just throw her in the back of the Jeep because job done. Clearly that was your mission. That was your goal. Job done. And then for there to not be any body-worn cameras is also ridiculous because let's get into the fact that it's by a miracle that there was camera to record this. And it wasn't body-worn. By a miracle. Yeah? It wasn't because of them. Because they don't have on body-worn cameras.
Because Buju car would have
and when
pulled
you
a
call
gun.
for these things, they make you seem
They
like
would have
you're
won
so
our
problematic
car
and
with
you're
gun.
so anti-police force and you're so anti. There's no organization, there's no entity that should exist without criticism. You should be open to criticism to better your work. Your job is to serve. Servant, your job is to serve. Your job is to serve. There's no two ways about it. And you shouldn't feel bad when the public is asking for you to do your job better and with a level of humanity. That was inhumane. I got justify it.
Labor rights.
As a people.
It's only labor rights that justify these things. As to why they are so inhumane. Because I see they don't come and comment on one of my channel on one of the video. We're lost. We have stuck our heads somewhere and lost it. That's what happened to us as a people in Jamaica. Lost. When we justify the crimes committed against us.
As a people, it click. Here is all for us as a nation. Because what do you mean? What do you mean? Something like this is just 1 day news, 2 day news, and then, well, I saw them stay. What ancestor? Me know our ancestors up there shame in the afterlife. Because these cannot be the people I have watched for. And let me tell you.
Very shame.
Now that we've
because we have dropped the ball.
I love it here.
We have surrendered to oppression.
The situation that happened with Jamaican language in parliament not being accepted. I have everything to say about anything and I feel like I'm holding in a little bit so much. And then I find out there are people politicizing these things. If it truly is one Jamaica, for God, we're missing the mark. It is not us. It's not one versus the other. It's us versus them. Because whoever your leader is, whoever, whenever, for however long, their goal Their goal should be the betterment of all Jamaicans. That's all I'm defending. That's all I'm defending. That's all we should be defending. You people are distracted. I'm dead serious. You people are, I promise you, you lot are distracted. Nothing else matters other than the betterment of every Jamaican citizen. And anytime you start losing sight of that, you're missing the mark entirely. Stop turning against each other and focus. Because it quite literally gets to a point. And I feel like I'm at my limit and I don't know what else to do. And I don't know what to do with this anger or this passion I have within me. But it just cannot continue. It really just cannot continue. I feel like as a people we are struggling. Sometimes I'm struggling to breathe. I'm so vexed. And then what?
The fatal police shooting
Someone
of Latoya
wrote
Bulgin in
this.
Granville, St. James.
Hold on. Someone wrote this.
Humanity, hypervigilance,
and I turned it into an article. Just listen for me because me just do it just now. It now get fi galang fi do it how me used to do it. But it was written by Richard Hugh Blackford and was posted on his Facebook. Now we turn it into an article, so I hope you can hear what's going on this side.
Humanity, hypervigilance, and meet your maker. Jamaica's policing crisis has reached a defining moment. By Richard Hugh Blackford.
Are you hearing the article?
The fatal police shooting of Latoya Bulgin in Granville, St. James, has forced Jamaica into yet another painful national conversation about policing, accountability, and the value of human life. The graphic footage of a policeman firing through the windshield of Bulgin's Toyota Voxy before her limp body was dragged from the vehicle and tossed into the back of a pickup truck has horrified many Jamaicans and reignited long-simmering concerns about the culture of policing across the island. Against that backdrop, Prime Minister Andrew Holness sought to address the nation's concerns while speaking at the Jamaica Constabulary Force Staff and Junior Command Course 91st Cohort graduation exercise. At the core of this is humanity and dignity, the Prime Minister said. That's what it comes down to, humanity, dignity, and respect. He extended condolences to Bulgin's family and reminded graduating officers that the role of the state is fundamentally to preserve and protect life, not take it. I believe that those words were important, necessary even, but to my mind they were also incomplete. The missing walk back. What I found to have been glaringly absent from the Prime Minister's statement was any direct repudiation of his now infamous judge or meet your maker declaration made more than 19 months ago. Whether we want to accept it or not, words matter. This is especially so when they are uttered by a sitting Prime Minister speaking on matters of national security. That statement became far more than political rhetoric. It became a governing philosophy. It signaled to an emboldened police force that deadly force, once exercised in the name of fighting crime, would receive political cover and public applause. To many Jamaicans, the meet your maker comment marked the moment where aggressive policing stopped being merely tolerated and became openly celebrated by the state. Since then, more than 450 Jamaicans have reportedly been killed by the police over the last 17 months. During that same period, Jamaica experienced a dramatic reduction in murders, with killings reportedly falling by nearly 50% in 2025. The government proudly celebrated those statistics, but beneath those declining numbers lies an uncomfortable question. At what cost was this reduction achieved? Because if the operational culture within the JCF became one where lethal force was increasingly viewed as the primary instrument of crime suppression, then the country must now honestly confront the consequences of that approach. The dangerous normalization of force. To be fair,
The Prime Minister did acknowledge the harsh realities of modern policing in Jamaica. He spoke about heavily armed criminal networks, volatile communities, unplanned urban settlements, witnesses living in fear, and officers operating in environments where danger can emerge from any direction. He also addressed the psychological reality of hypervigilance among police officers. Police officers operating repeatedly in high-risk environments can become hypervigilant, Holness explained. That officer learns to scan every moment, every hand, every caution, every window, every vehicle, every shadow, and to perceive it as a threat. This is all true. Policing in Jamaica is dangerous work. Officers daily confront armed gangs, unpredictable violence, and life-threatening situations. No reasonable Jamaican denies that reality. But understanding hypervigilance is not the same thing as excusing unlawful conduct, a distinction that matters enormously. Because when hypervigilance is combined with political rhetoric that glorifies force, weak accountability systems, and operational cultures that reward aggression, the line between law enforcement and excessive force becomes dangerously blurred. And this is the crossroads Jamaica now faces. The state's role is not to kill. One of the Prime Minister's strongest statements was that we do not pay taxes to fund the police force for the police force to be the instrument that takes life. For me, that should have always been the guiding principle of policing in Jamaica. The role of the police in a democratic society is not execution. It is to arrest, investigate, gather evidence, charge, support prosecution, and ensure the protection of constitutional rights. The justice system, courts, judges, juries, is the only determinator of guilt, not roadside encounters. And so this is why the Prime Minister's appeal to preserve life cannot be taken fully seriously unless accompanied by a clear walking back of the meet your maker rhetoric and a direct instruction to JCF leadership that the objective of policing is not elimination, but lawful apprehension. The message to officers must now become arrest, charge, prosecute, because that is what civilized policing looks like. The body camera contradiction. Perhaps the biggest practical omission from the Prime Minister's statement was his failure to mandate body-worn cameras for police personnel, especially those assigned to patrol and special operations duties. Because if preserving life is truly the government's objective, then transparency cannot remain optional. Body cameras are now a basic accountability requirement in modern policing systems worldwide. They provide protection for civilians, for police officers, for investigators, for prosecutors, and for the credibility of the state itself. Without body cameras, officers remain vulnerable to false accusations, the public remains suspicious of official accounts, and every controversial shooting devolves into competing narratives. The Granville shooting provided the most vivid demonstration of this problem. CCTV footage triggered national outrage because what Jamaicans saw appeared deeply troubling. But absent official body camera footage, the country is left to interpret fragments of a traumatic encounter without complete evidentiary context. Such a vacuum breeds mistrust, conspiracy theories, and deep division. If the government truly wishes to convince Jamaicans that reform is serious, then the directive from the Prime Minister in his capacity as Minister of National Security should be immediate and unequivocal. Every officer operating in patrol, tactical response, mobile reserve, and special operations environments must wear and activate body-worn cameras during all engagements with the public. There must be nitrogen monoxide exceptions. Leadership requires more than sympathy. The Prime Minister deserves credit for publicly emphasizing dignity, accountability, and humanity. Those are not insignificant statements in the current climate. But leadership during moments of national trauma requires more than sympathy. It requires policy courage. It requires acknowledging when previous rhetoric may have unintentionally contributed to a culture now spiraling beyond acceptable democratic boundaries. It also requires confronting whether sections of the JCF have internalized the belief that force-first policing is both politically endorsed and institutionally rewarded. And it requires decisive reforms capable of restoring public confidence before that trust collapses entirely. Words about humanity ring hollow when unaccompanied by changes in rules, training, oversight, and consequences. Jamaica's defining test. The death of Latoya Bulgin has become bigger than a single police shooting. It has become a referendum on not only what kind of country Jamaica wants to be, but also the kind of police force it wants to maintain, as well as whether constitutional rights still matter when fear and crime dominate public discourse. So the Prime Minister is correct that policing in Jamaica occurs under extraordinary pressures. But the measure of a democracy is not how it behaves when conditions are easy, but whether under pressure, it still preserves humanity, dignity, accountability, and the sanctity of life. Those principles cannot merely exist in speeches. They must exist in policy. They must exist in operational conduct. And most importantly, they must exist on the streets of Jamaica itself. We have reached a defining moment. The choice is ours. Continue down a path where force is celebrated and life is cheap, or rebuild a system where every citizen, regardless of who they are, where they live, or what they are suspected of, is treated with the humanity and dignity they are owed.
Mr. Blackford couldn't have put it any better. I will be publishing this to my Facebook page as well, given that attributed it to Mr. Blackford. Jamaica, we are at a defining moment. Do we continue down this path, or do we change course for better? It's up to us, the people, home and abroad, but more so for those at home who face the lawlessness and the bullet from the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Thank you for being here with us this morning. We're out here now, nearly 2 hours. We don't get more than a day's work, innit? We're going to get beaten by the sun here now. Lord have his mercy. Anyway, better not that jam shop. And we are beg for it. It's always like this for us, you know. We beg for the sun. And when it come, we can't deal with it. Because when it come, we can't breathe. When it come, anyway, globalists, we will soon know a morning. Thank you all for being here. Lovely to have your support. Please do join us back tomorrow morning for your At a Glance program. And of course, Global TV, we over Global TV here, we are walking in the light.
Only a look at Jesus
Yourself an amazing day, globalist. Tomorrow.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.